What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of my Southampton career mode. Today, we're going to start off with finally some Champions League gameplay. We haven't really been able to upload anything regarding Champions League this season, mainly because around the time that I decided to make the change to post-game commentaries, the software or whatever, whenever it came to actually recording and getting these files done, either I was doing it wrong, either I wasn't used to it. I don't know. Something somewhere was messing up. I'm pretty much just saying it was probably me, and it was causing a lot of files to wind up corrupted. So I actually ended up missing about a month, or yeah, a month to 2 months worth of gameplay, and the majority of those were Champions League matches, pretty much in the group stage. If I remember correctly, we had PSV, PSG, and I have no idea who else. But here we are now. I think this is the round of 16, and we're going up against Valencia. I'd say this is a pretty easy team to go up against. Unfortunately, I have to say it that way because this is not a team that I fear in any way. Don't get me wrong, they did reinforce themselves a little bit. You saw that they bought Giovinco, which up there paired with Zaza I think is a pretty good thing. However, one thing that Valencia did do, if I'm not mistaken, again, I recorded these a long time ago, but one of the biggest mistakes they made was putting Abdenor as a left back. He's big, he's bulky, he's fast enough. However, do not insult me by placing this guy as a left back because we have pacey players. I have Barco on that side, and he will pretty much just burn everyone else if need be, because that's not a problem for him. I'm starting to feel I didn't show you guys halftime stats. It's kind of weird. But it really didn't matter because it took all the way up until the 65th minute for us to actually go ahead and score. While they were very easily broken down, Valencia, however, are still a solidly defensive team, especially when they're sitting back there with big guys like Abdenor, like I said, occupying that left back position. Yes, Barco was able to get past him. Yes, he was able to outpace him. But if Abdenor even so much as got an arm on Barco, that was it. His pace at that point was absolutely void. Abdenor was not going to let him go, and of course he's just going to catch up from there and pretty much manhandle the little guy. But here, right off our goal, I decided to make a few changes because, we have our lead. We might as well now try to push for, and by the way, if it looked weird there, I'll talk about that in a sec. We might as well try to push for another goal while they start sending people forward out of desperation. It looked weird there a little bit, mainly because I actually was on the phone for a good bit during halftime, or during that point, so I wasn't actually paying attention. And then I realized that, yeah, I've been sitting here for a long time now, and it was about 3 to 5 minutes that we were just staring at Soria on the bench, so I just went ahead and cut that out. But here we go, Davies giving us a second goal, 80th minute. Nice little long shot. Like I said, training for him has been going very well. It went very well, actually, and the reason I say went is because I'm actually already in season 3 of this series in terms of recordings. It's such a liberating thing, such a beautiful thing for me to be able to just go ahead and record as many of these games as needed, and have them already just prepared for the future. Here, a nice little long ball trying to find Zaza, but Brooks is on it. He hasn't been super solid for me this year, but he does make some clutch tackles and things like that every now and again for us. So he's not a full, I'd say flop, maybe isn't the term. But here, Gallagher, for sure, I said it at the start of this series, he's the future of this club. He's our true number 9 for the future. And right here, he is cementing that promise with a beautiful chip over the keeper. First time chip, just unstoppable. Well, maybe not unstoppable, but it was clean nonetheless. Just look at the swing of the foot. Keeper had no idea, and he's completely beaten. He just came out looking for anything really. I think he was expecting something more natural, something more obvious. He definitely was not expecting a chip. And that's going to seal our game 3-0. 10 shots, 5 on target for us. 52% possession, most of it in their third. And man of the match goes to Redmond. Gallagher with an 8.7. Dolberg with a 9.2. So overall, our team was pretty solid. Davies came on and made an impact of his own. Next up, we have West Ham. The only real change I think we made is Worrell, by the looks of it. I don't remember why. It may have been that Van Dijk had too many accumulated yellows and had a red, or maybe I just wanted to give Worrell a try, or Van Dijk was tired. I really don't know. It's at this point, again, like I said, I'm so far ahead that I don't fully remember every single reason for my decisions. But West Ham here running a 4-2-3-1, choking on my own spit apparently. And of course, that means they're going to be super defensive. They're going to try to send crosses into the box for Javier Hernandez. But here it is a pretty standard goal, I'd say. I think this is what turns out to be a goal. Barco, coast to coast more or less, finds the ball, defends the ball, plays it in, and somehow Redmond gets a little bit lucky here. West Ham were, I guess, very invested into that attack that they didn't expect their defender right there to give it up in such a ridiculous way. Giving Redmond the option to find Milinkovic so easily. I mean, right here, I don't know what the defender's doing. He's playing with it way too much, especially against me. I'm going to find Milinkovic. I was trying to get him a header, but he decides to go a little bit fancier and goes with a weak-footed volley. Yeah, I'll take it. As long as it goes in, I really couldn't care less how it goes in. But that pretty much is going to be it for the first half. Dominating West Ham. The only problem was we weren't very clinical. That's pretty much the story of my life with this series. I'm never very clinical, and when I am, the game just spirals out of control. I end up winning 5-0, 6-0, whatever it may be. But here, it's just 1-0 at halftime. Thankfully, we are going to get a couple more goals here, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, I mean, this game really was pretty much mine from the start. It's just that it takes a while for me to be able to break down these very defensive teams. But once I do, you guys know the drill. We just start pushing forward aggressively, looking for any kind of option. Long shot, finesse shot, header, cross, anything that'll work. And in here, we pretty much just get ourselves a clean finesse shot with Dolberg, who has easily become, right now, probably our best striker. At the moment, it's not Dolberg where I am in the series, and actually a little bit later in this season, season 2, because someone else winds up taking that spot. I mean, they end up having the form of their life towards the end of the season, scoring plenty of goals and doing plenty of good things. But for sure, Dolberg is up there in our top 3, possibly even our top 2 strikers in general. Here he's actually going to find another ball for Ward-Prowse, and he's going to get himself an assist. Ward-Prowse has been, again, I say it time and again, the heart of this team, the catalyst. For whatever reason, he loves swapping roles with Lamina. Very rarely it happens with Barco, and almost never happens with Milinkovic or whoever I have in the center forward position. But normally, whenever Ward-Prowse does make it, or does swap positions with Lamina briefly, we end up getting a chance like this, and Ward-Prowse usually finishes it with a finesse shot. So yeah, I mean, it's always decent. As long as we get some goals with him, as long as he continues to do what he wants, do what he needs to do, he can do what he wants. But here we go, 11 shots, 5 on target, 55% possession, I think that was. And man of the match is going to go to Dolberg, who got 1 goal and 1 assist, and then he was just an overall good presence. And that's going to end the episode. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment, subscribe if you're new. That's it. Peace.